back in the 1980s, people thought Transformers had peaked with, how many modes they could have with the triple changers. Blitzwing, Springer, Octane, Astro Train, Sandstorm, Broadside, all of them. Well, 1987, I believe, or was it 1986? Either way, came out with a certain new figure that they claimed was the ultimate Transformers challenge. SixShot. Now, full disclosure, this is obviously not G1 SixShot. This is an upscaled knockoff of Iron Factory's, what was it, Tengu? Or something like that? This is Mechanical Alliance's Six Ninja. They released this guy in two different colors. The green and dark purple American colors, and the light blue and light purple Japanese colors, which is the one I went for. Now, full disclosure, I am missing two of his accessories. The little guns that go in here. That's because they have literally no place to store other than in here for two out of his 6 modes. So they just kind of got lost. In the move, of course. But yeah. So here he is in his gun mode. I mean, I put the swords under here to kind of act like a bayonet, I guess. Cha. I'm trying not to knock my background over. But yeah. It's the thing about SixShot is none of his modes, other than his robot mode, are very good. But that's understandable. They crammed 6 modes into one figure. So obviously none of them are going to be outstanding. And they are all Cybertronian because all the parts and stuff. Now, really quickly, we're going to scale the gun with Iron Factory's Tarn. Yeah, I don't think he can hold that. And here it is with Studio Series 86 Ratchet. I don't think he can hold that either. However, if you have a Titan-class figure, such as Predaking, I took off his legs, so that way I can actually show this off. Funnily enough, you actually can get him to hold him. Now, honestly, Predaking is kind of a weak example because of how weak his shoulder ratchets are. So you can't get him to two-hand it. But if you shove Predaking's thumb into this gap right here, close the fingers, and then bring the... It does take a little bit of doing. Then bring the guns, the hands, that way he can support the weight. Which right now he can't, and also make sure the handle doesn't split apart, which it loves to do. Because this was obviously not meant for any figure to hold. But, you know. He can actually be held. Kind of. You get the picture. If I had more patience for this video, I would actually, get him where he's held securely. But rest assured you can do it. I will include a picture. again, you can do it, it just takes a bit of doing. So let's set Predaking off to the side here. Now, I'm starting in gun mode because gun mode is arguably the most controversial because of American laws since 1988. You can't reproduce gun... You can make gun toys, but they cannot look realistic. Now, this doesn't look realistic, but Hasbro doesn't want to fuck with that anyway. So what they did with Titan's Return is literally just speedboat. That's literally what they did. I'm going to remove the swords. Just, yeah. So that's what they did for Titan's Return. I kind of thought about incorporating that because, obviously a gun is not that practical for an alt mode. Unless you are planning to be wielded by a combiner. But yeah. So, you actually... If you like Hasbro's speedboat mode, you can get a decent looking speedboat out of this guy. This is purely a fan mode. And I will show you an actually good mode. I'll show you one of his actual modes here in a minute. But, yeah. You can essentially do this. I don't feel like rotating the T-joints around. And you actually can do a speedboat if you want to. Now let's go into one of his actual modes from here. We are going to go into tank mode. And so what you're going to want to do there is rotate this, so that way the legs are facing the right way. Also, mine's arms and one of the wings have kind of become loose. And also the waist is, the joint in there is a little, But so, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this T-joint and rotate it up, so it's in this position. So you know, the tread is lifting the chest above the ground. You're going to want to do the same thing on this side. And then you're going to want to rotate the arms, that way you have two treads. Rotate the arms so you have two treads. Split the wings and bring them back. You're going to want to slide his crotch forward like this. You're going to want to bend his legs at this second joint, not the knee joint, the second joint in there. I mean, you can bend at the knee and it really doesn't change too much, but still. So you're going to want to do that. Straighten the thighs and bring this section up. Now, I don't know if you guys just heard my cooler kick on, but still. Now you're going to want to take the guns, plug them into these holes right here. Plug them in. And you have his tank mode. Now, if you had the other two guns, you would actually come in here. You would open it up and plug them in here, but I don't have those anymore, so here is the tank, and you can store the swords in this mode. You have this slanted tab, which can peg into the holes in the bottoms of his feet. So you can, have swords on top of a tank. And yeah, it doesn't roll in this mode. As you can see, it's actually a little off balance. But still, it doesn't roll in this mode. The only mode it rolls in is car mode. Because as you can see, there are no wheels, other than the car wheels. And, oh wow. I just noticed my camera is making the blue on him look a lot more bright blue. Which, he is definitely a blue, but it's a little bit more... It's not as bright of a blue as the camera is making it out to be. It is like a shade or two off. But yeah, so there's the tank. It doesn't look very good, but again, 6 modes. 6 modes. Comparison, Tarn, Ratchet. I'm not going to do any more comparisons until we get to robot mode, because we have a lot to get through. So next up, we are going to go into car mode. What you're going to want to do, not flip the feet up, you're going to want to take the swords off, take the guns off, straighten out the legs, bring the wings up just to get them out of the way, and you're going to want to take this T-joint and bring it back like this, so you can, for that, rotate these sections with the wheels, that way they're facing out. Rotate the forearms, that way the wheel is facing that way. Straighten out the arm. My biggest complaint about these tabs is they don't have a locking point at all. So it's just purely guesswork on if they're lined up. But still, do that. And you're going to want to actually bring the arms out just to get them out of the way. Bring the wings up to get them out of the way. Open his backs of his legs. This is where the guns would tab in if you had them. His actual guns can tab in. Not really. The port is too big. And even if they could, it wouldn't close. So, anyway, now you are going to want to basically fold him in, making sure these colored sections go in. Do not fold the knees in. Yeah, rotate that like that. And then you're going to want to collapse or close those panels up. Make sure, or bring the arms back, make sure that's all aligned properly. Bring the wings down, and down like this. And, if you want, there are these panels that you can flip in like that. You can also do that for tank mode. I just completely forgot these panels existed for a second. Anyway, there you have his, car mode. Again, the same thing you're gonna hear me say with all of his modes except for his robot mode. It doesn't look great, but 6 modes, I can forgive it. He does roll. Kind of. Though the wheels are actually rolling, you can see the balance. Yeah, there's a lot of car just hanging here. And these sections right here, to keep it balanced, are sliding on the ground. So while the wheels are rolling, he is sliding more than he is rolling. Yeah, and take a look here at the windshield. Kind of goes like this, and then this entire section is that color. I might see if I can just paint that over. Or maybe paint the windshield a different color. I might. I don't know. But yeah. And also the front of the car is hollow, but size of the figure. This is an upscale from something that was supposed to be this guy's size. So I can forgive it. Now you can store the guns and the swords in this mode. You can't store the extra guns that are for tank and gun mode. I don't have them anymore, so that's not a problem, really. Now, you can store them multiple ways. The guns you can plug up here. You know, have them like that. You can use the pegs on either side, so you can plug them in differently if you want. Because of the way spacing is, you actually can't plug them in to where they were in a tank. Well, you can actually, but it requires moving these a little bit more. And then swords, same tabs. What I do, lift the wings up. You can see the ports right in here. Plug the guns in. Bring them as down as possible, now that they're like that. And then plug the swords into the bottom of the feet. That's how I store the swords, or store all the weapons. It doesn't make it look too much more crowded than it already does. So yeah. And it can still roll / slide. So yeah. Now we'll get on to jet mode. So what you're going to want to do, of course, take the swords off, take the guns off, bring the wings down and open them. You're going to want them to be as straight as possible. One thing I do that helps is to make sure they're the same distance, I actually plug them in, like for gun mode, and then angle them. Then angle them, then open it. Like that. You're going to want to take these sections and bring them in and tab them in like this. You are going to want to bring the wings up so you can rotate the arms. Bring this section in so it faces like this. Same thing on this side, rotate it like that. You're going to want to rotate the biceps, that way the tread is facing outward, like this. And yes, these are the wolf paws, whatever. Spread the wings out again. And last but not leastly, take these fins over here and bring them out. And there you have SixShot's jet mode. You know exactly what I'm about to say. It's not great, but it's forgivable because 6 modes. Yeah. And of course, you can store everything. The guns, they tab into the wings. I do it with the handle facing up. They tab into the wings like this. You can do it either side. And yeah, the guns. However, that makes this wing's pin is a little loose. So, And then the swords plug into the, say it with me now, folks, bottom of the feet. And then, these kind of act as landing skids that kind of balance the jet out. So, yeah. It's not bad. This is supposed to be the cockpit, but with how big and chunky these sections are, all the view is obscured. So I always pretend this is the cockpit instead. Is it correct? No. Do I care? Also no. And again, especially on this arm, that joint's a little loose, but what can you do? But yeah, he looks good. It looks good. He's got some nice swoosh ability. Swoosh, if you care about that. But yeah. Now, we move on to transformation yet again for his wolf mode. Right? That's the last one we have to do before robot again, right? So, we are going to go into his wolf mode, and then I'm going to show you how to turn him into his gun mode, then robot mode. Sound good? Okay. So, of course, remove the weapons. Take these sections and bring them back. You're going to want to spread the nose cone. Open these sections up again. Bring this down. Now for robot mode, you'd want to stop right here. For wolf mode, bring them down more. And then collapse them in. Split the legs. Bring the feet down. Go ahead and bring the wings up, and then back. Get them out of the way. Close up these sections right here. You can shift the crotch forward, or you can leave it back. That kind of depends on you. Now, you're going to want to take these T sections and rotate them upwards. So they are facing up like that. Then you're going to want to bring the leg down, rotate the bicep, and bring out the little paw. And you can really do whatever you want with this section. You can rotate it like this, whatever you want to do. It's your figure displayed however you want. And do that. Make sure it's as lined up as possible. Do the same thing. Spread the wings a little bit so you can bring out the wolf head. And then make sure everything is aligned correctly. And, you know, positioned the way you want. And there you have SixShot in his wolf mode. Again. Say it with me, folks. It's not great, but 6 modes. 1 figure. What can you do? But yeah, most of the details we've already seen because, well, way things move. It did not have this Decepticon symbol on it when I bought it. I put that on later. Mech Fans Toys is not stupid enough to get themselves sued. But yeah, articulation-wise, you can use the robot mode hips to get whatever you really want the wolf to do, including look more like that if you want. You got the robot mode knee, which can bring up all the way like that. You can move this kind of like that. You can bring the foot up, down, whatever you want. Shoulders, you can bring them back a little bit. They can do a full 360. Bicep rotation. Over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. And the paw can move up and down. The head is just on a series of hinges, so you can, you know, if you want him to look up like that, down like that, you can look up, down, flip his head back, and the head can, or in the mouth, can open if you want him to howl into the night, which is really cool. Now, once again, if you are creative like me, weapon storage. You can bring the wings back and plug the guns in. You can have them back like this or forward like this if you want them to be pew-pewing like that. If you move this section out of the way, you can plug the guns like right here on his leg, which is how I do it. Or how I'm going to do it, now that I've noticed how that looks. And, you know, kind of bring this down, up a little bit, like that. I'm gonna make sure the side matches that side. Try to make him look proportionate. What the fuck is going on there? Oh, why is this leg raised? Okay, whatever. Swords, you can plug into the wings. if I can do that right. And, plug them into the wings. Or, if you use that tilted tab, you can plug them into the hip joint, which that's the wrong side. Which, is where they store in robot mode. So you can do that if you want, which is how I store the swords. Editor me, cut out me fussing with the tabs. But yeah, so you can have a armored wolf if you want. Now, let's get down to transformation into gun mode, then robot mode. So of course, remove all the weapons. Go ahead and open these sections, straighten out the legs. This tab will go into this slot. Do that on the opposite side. Tab the legs together. Something's not lined up. There we go. Spin around. You are going to want to, depending on how you want the gun to look, you can have this up here, down there, or back, however you really want. Go ahead and, do that. Rotate this section however you want, really. However, remember, this is the top. So you're gonna want to rotate it like this, and this, and this. Now, there's a couple different things you can do with the legs. If you want to keep them like this, you can. If not, rotate them. And then slide this down. Bring this back. Flip the wolf head in. Bring the wings together. And bring them up. Until they, look good tabbed together. And then you're going to want to plug on the weapons. Right there, like in tank mode. And then, of course, I plug the swords into the bottoms of the feet again. To give it kind of a bayonet look. Kind of. Not really a successful bayonet look, but who the fuck cares? There, gun mode, the mode I started this video in. Yay. Robot. Take the swords off. Take the guns off. Oh, we are so close to done. Bring the feet down. Split the legs. Open these sections up and bring down the heel spur. Plug the tab back in. Do the same thing on this side. There we go. Go ahead and rotate the waist like this so everything's facing the proper way. The arms, you're going to want to take this joint and bring it all the way down to where it's like this. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Make it look like that. Rotate the biceps so they're facing the right way. Bring the wolf paws up. You want to get your nail in on the tread and open up this panel right here. And you can flip the fist, the paw in and around. Or you can do what I do and just start flipping it around, and that'll push the tread out of the way. And then close that back up. The shoulders, arms, you can do whatever you want. You can have them like this. Some people leave them like this or like this. I leave them like this. Because why not? Bring the wings up like this to make that iconic six-shot wing. Come back here. Open them up, just get them out of the way. You're going to want to kind of grab the wolf head, bring it down, so you can flip out the head, bring it up. It will tab in to this slot right here. And then kind of make sure that's angled correctly. Bring the wings back. And lastly, open the chest fins. There you go. Finally, we have, what was it? Mechanical Alliance? No. Mech Fans Toys. Six Ninja in his robot mode after 30 minutes of transformations. And he looks good. He looks good. You can also angle the wings however you want. This is how they're supposed to be, but if you want, you can angle them out like Seeker wings, which I think looks really fucking cool. In my opinion, that's really cool. But technically, they are supposed to be like this. And technically, the arms are supposed to be like this or like this. I don't care. But yeah, let's get a good look at that face sculpt. It's a nice six-shotty head sculpt. Let's look at, he's got the nice shoulder wings. If you bring this out, you can see the Decepticon symbol I put on. But yeah, there's the jet mode cockpit in a very interesting place for something named a cockpit. Coming down, you can see all that nice detail on his legs. The detail for like the wolf foot. Detail on the arms. And yeah, he's really cool. So yeah, here is SixShot with Iron Factory's Tarn. Here he is with Studio Series 86 Ratchet. And here he is with Animated Optimus. So, there you go. He can hold his weapons. If you haven't noticed, the weapons are not 5mm. They are, I believe, 10mm, because the original had 5mm weapons, and then they upsized it. But he can hold his weapons. He can hold his guns. Pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang. If you don't want him holding his guns, plug them in right here. This is how I plug them in. And they store nicely on his back. He also comes with the swords, which are really nice looking. I wish they had a little bit more paint, but that's fine. They're a nice, shiny silver. And yeah, he can hold his swords as well. Whoosha, whoosha, whoosha. If you notice, the handles are flat until this. If you can slide it into his hand via the flat part, then rotate it. And you can also push it up, so that way he is holding on to the rounded part rather than the flat part. And he can hold on to both of them, so he can hack, and slash. If you don't want him holding swords, good news. You can store them too. You see this little slot right here for, the ball joint and stuff. You see this angled tab? This is not the right sword. It is kind of particular because the way they're angled, because if you plug the wrong one on, it'll be up like this, which I don't think is how you're supposed to store your swords. The correct way will have it angled down like this. And popped off his gun. But yeah, so there is SixShot. Now for articulation, the head is on a ball joint. You can kind of move the panel it's on a little bit, so you can get a little bit more range of motion. Preferably without untapping his head. The wings you can do whatever you want with. The shoulders can move up about that far. You do have to move the fins out of the way if you want to rotate them. But if you do, they will go a full 360, which is nice. You have bicep rotation, which is needed. You can kind of bend the hands inward a little bit if you want. I don't know why you would. Just take the weapons off. It'll be easier to show off the articulation. Waist, you do get rotation, and if you want to slide his waist, if you want to give him a bigger ass, you can. But yeah, his legs can kick forward, that far, back, about that far, outward. You can definitely get a full split. He has thigh rotation. If you use just this joint, you get a good amount of articulation. If you use the other one as well, you can get slightly less articulation, actually, because of everything bumping into each other. Yeah, and the feet can move up, they can move down, and the heels can move down too. So this guy is really poseable for being this size. Now, I picked this guy up on Wish for I don't even remember how much. But, yeah. Honestly, if you can find him, I highly recommend him. So, yeah. Like I said, I picked this guy up on Wish. You can find him on multiple other sites, like Sir Toys. I'm sure you could find him on Big Bad Toy Store. I'm sure you could find him almost anywhere. But, guys, that has been my look at not Mechanical Alliance, Mech Fans Toys 6 Ninja. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, comment, subscribe for more. Go ahead and check out my other videos. Go ahead and check out my Look Back Through the Ages playlist for, comparisons on how, the Transformers brand started versus where it is now. But guys, that's it for this video, and I will see you all next time.